coach. He's made 2 NCAA tournaments, has yet to get a win in the Big Dance. Maybe that comes this year if they can finish the season strong. Gary Maxwell tosses it up, and the Red Raiders, wearing their red, control the opening tip.
Texas Tech, one of those few teams in the country that run motion offense, random movement, players, the ball, cutting, equal opportunity offense.
Here's Jemias Ramsey coming off his worst day as a Red Raider last time out, which was a loss at Oklahoma. Red Raiders missed their first shot. Here comes Texas, its first offensive possession. What do they like to do on offense?
One thing they're doing lately is all 3 of those guards are handling the ball as point guards. And they've taken a little heat off the injured Matt Coleman. Courtney Ramey, particularly Rich, has been outstanding.
We talked about Coleman, high praise from Texas Tech head coach Chris Beard. He calls him one of his all-time favorite Big 12 players.
Well, he's a winner, and he's got toughness. But making shots is a key, and they are doing that lately.
Here's Royce Ham, number 5 in white, has started the last 4 games for Shaka Smart.
See that free switching by Tech's defense.
2 on the shot clock. They force run up and an empty possession.
When you switch that way, you keep the ball in front of you, and they did a good job, Red Raiders, on that possession. Watch the movement now. It's cutting, screening, and reading the defense.
That Chris Beard was urging his players in practice was stay on offense in motion and play the man on offense. You usually hear that about defensive players. There's Moretti with the first points of the game.
Good patience. We saw the game on Tuesday night. They did not have good ball movement side to side early. You got to make the defense play all 50 feet of the court. Texas Rich, a lot of ball screens.
There's Kai Jones for 3. The big man, a freshman.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't like that early in the game. I love this kid. He's going to be a really good player, but you don't need to shush the crowd 1 minute into the game. I think these Texas freshmen are going to be really good, the 2 big guys. Kai Jones being one of them. This young man is going to be a terrific talent. Young man from the Bahamas. Now, you like this, and I like the energy. I like the confidence. Save that. Save it for the second half when you're up 12.
I think that's unique about Red Raider culture here inside their home floor. The crowd stays on their feet until the opposing team makes their first basket. That's how much they prize their defense.
Well, Chris Beard has brought a culture here that everybody is involved in winning, including the fans.
Edwards too strong off the window. 50-50 ball, and Ramey comes away with it. Courtney Ramey averaging over 20 points a game in his last 3. And he walked with it.
Not sure about that. I thought he got bumped on that play. Let's take a look right here. Does he move that pivot foot? These guys usually get it right. Nope. Held his pivot foot. The reason it looked awkward is because he pivoted off the right foot, which is not natural for a right-handed player. And I think it caught the official by surprise, honestly.
Jemias Ramsey, certainly going to be in the conversation for Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Goes out of bounds, it's going to stay Red Raiders basketball. And one of the reasons Ramsey came to Lubbock was because of their head coach, Chris Beard, in his 4th season here, 8th overall as a head coach, but on the heels of that magical run all the way to the NCAA championship game where they lost a heartbreaker to UVA. And you mentioned that culture, Fran. Part of that culture now is they're getting 1 or maybe even 2 top 100 recruits out of high school.
Well, they are. They certainly are. But the program is built around guys that want to come in here and work. Great work ethic, no matter how heavily recruited you are.
And another traveling violation.
Looks like a little token pressure by Texas Tech right now. 2-2-1. They'll throw this on. Forces Texas to organize a little press-o, but again, token. Drop back into the half-court defense.
Andrew Jones, number 1. Such a tremendous story coming back from that cancer diagnosis 2 years ago. And he's had a great last few games as well.
Oh, he sure has. Yep, an amazing story. In fact, I think it's an underrated story nationally when you think of what he's had to do over the last 25 months once he was diagnosed with leukemia. Tremendous story. Great to see him back on the court. Former McDonald's All-American, right? And playing like it.
Here's Coleman making his 100th appearance for the Longhorns in his career. 5 on the shot clock. The left-handed Coleman for 3. Draws nothing but air, and the crowd lets him hear about it.
Chris Clark is Texas Tech's best passer. Grad transfer from Virginia Tech. 5 assists a game from that power forward spot.
Freshman Terrence Shannon Jr. out to the fellow freshman Ramsey. Scoring at a premium. Stop me if you've heard that before in the Big 12.
Ham comes out of nowhere. Great hustle by the junior from Houston. Take a look at it again. Nothing easy today in Lubbock.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots, now in 2 great tropical flavors. And in part by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball.
Greatest apples and knives, oranges, cherries, wine, pomegranate, blueberries. Yeah, 8.
Well, March is going to have to wait one more day before we get into the madness, but leap year only comes around once every 4 years. The last leap year, February 29th, back in 2016, giving it a Big 12 spin. #1 Kansas taking on #23 Texas, and Perry Ellis and company led the Jayhawks to a big 30-point win. That win clinched Kansas's 12th straight Big 12 regular season title. Some other notable leap day games from recent history.
And in the Big 12, can I wish a very happy 5th birthday today to Tyrese Halliburton, who was born on February 29, 2000, celebrating his 5th birthday today.
I had to do the math to figure that one out.
He's going to be the first 5-year-old first round and lottery pick maybe in a couple months.
Talk about a diaper dandy.
Imagine when he grows up.
10 on the shot clock for the Red Raiders. Here's Shannon from the baseline. Got it, and they count.
Keep in mind that Texas Tech, in their top 6, 3 of them are freshmen. One of the youngest teams in the country, and this guy, Terrence Shannon, has been essentially a starter much of the year, but they're utilizing his offense off the bench right now. Really talented young man. When you look at Ramsey, you look at this guy, you look at McCullough, really good nucleus going forward.
6'6" freshman out of Chicago by way of IMG Academy. Completes the three-point play, and it's a 6-3 Texas Tech lead.
Again, good strategy here. A little fake pressure just to slow Texas down. Gets him into the half court with only 21 on the shot clock. Exactly by design.
This is a Longhorns offense that has struggled to score all year long. 9th in a 10-team lead in scoring offense. 10 on the shot clock. And bullies his way to the basket, but is called for the offensive foul.
He took too long to set that up, and Moretti was waiting for him. They had the switch and the mismatch, but watch Royce Ham. Now look, right there. Easy call. Moretti knew that he was going to barrel them over, and he held his ground. Royce Ham's got to make a quick move there or kick it out right away.
Give credit to the 6'3", 180-pound Davide Moretti for standing his ground in the painted area.
Yep. You know those Italians are tough. Of course, his dad was a great player, terrific coach in Italy. Davide has fit well in this resurgent Red Raider program.
Got one off the mark. Davide already with 3 this afternoon. He had 3 the entire game last time out in that loss to Oklahoma. Lowest scoring output in his last 2 years in a Red Raiders uniform. Donovan Baker couldn't handle it.
Yeah, Donovan Williams needs to see there was defense on the backside of Baker. 2 freshmen.
Trying to thread the needle inside from Holyfield to McCullough off his hands out of bounds, and some uneven offensive play in the first moments.
Yeah, we'll take a look now. Donovan Williams thinks he's got the big guy open, but watch the traffic on the backside. Right there, you got to read that. But I really like these Texas freshmen, the way they're kind of maturing. Williams, Baker, Jones, and then this guy, Brock Cunningham, last 3 games has become a favorite. He gets an assist right there.
Step back 3 from Andrew Jones.
Brock Cunningham, a young man from Austin Westlake High School, a redshirt, who has given him a little bit of what Avery Benson gives Texas Tech, which is high energy. Here's that motion, Rich. Watch how they pass and move.
So he can knock down a 3 if he's open. Instead, he drives it and gets fouled.
Now, when the team lost 3 key guys to injuries, this guy has been gotten an opportunity to play in the lineup. 5 rebounds against West Virginia, and just great effort. Played on a really good high school team with Will Baker and Matt Meyer, who's now playing at Baylor. Keontae Kennedy at UTEP.
Holyfield, a 69% free throw shooter, misses his first one, and there's Will Baker. You talk about getting contributions. Will Baker had 1 field goal for most of all Big 12 season, and then exploded against TCU.
Yeah, he had 20 points. I'm a fan of this guy. I think that some of these kids like Jones and Baker, they come in, I think that, I don't know if it's them or people around them, I think they're one and done. You got to run your own race. Look at Nick Richards at Kentucky right now. He's a junior, and he started to really develop into arguably one of the best big guys in college basketball. Run your own race. You don't have to be a one and done.
Nice take and a tough one by Andrew Jones. He's got back-to-back buckets.
I just love the way he continues to get stronger. You give him another year with Andrea Hootie and some of these other young guys. Terrific strength coach.
First lead of the game for the Longhorns, 8-7. Trying to strengthen their NCAA tournament resume with a win on the road against a ranked team. Tough 3 late in the shot clock, and here comes Williams.
Solid defense by the Longhorns, as you mentioned, both teams.
Baker didn't see Terrence Shannon cheating up the line.
Very lucky right there. Will Baker's a pretty good passer from that high post. Fortunate. You know, we talked about the injuries, right? Sims, Febres, Liddell. This is a case of less is more.
Why do you say that?
Because with this roster, there was about 11 or 12 options. With those guys hurt, your options are limited. And the guys playing now are playing at their best, I think, all season.
Baker, offensive foul called by Ray Natili.
That's just inexperience. That's a guy who hasn't played much. Take a look now. You love that he can put it on the floor. But in college basketball, these guys are going to step in front of you.
Well, you mentioned the injuries that have plagued the Texas Longhorns. Jericho Sims missing the last handful of games with a back. Chances are he's done for the season. Jace Febres hurt his knee the last time these two teams played in Austin, and that was a 5-point Texas Tech win. They came back from 16 down in that game to win that one. That was a nice take all the way to the hoop for Kyler Edwards.
Texas Tech's offense lately has been fits and starts. We saw a poor performance in Norman. Defense is a given for them.
Tries a three, and that unorthodox shooting style still counts.
They'll take it. They'll take it. Texas locked in defensively so far. In fact, as we said, both teams are.
Here's Clark, that point forward as he touched on.
They put him up top so we can see both sides of the floor.
Shannon strong to the hole. Offensive rebound. Chris Clark puts it back in. He's not only the top assist man, he's the top rebounder on this Red Raiders team.
Let's watch Texas is poised now with the crowd involved.
And Donovan Williams.
I want to tell you something. This kid's as good an athlete as there is in the Big 12. Talk about Azubuike, Shibwe. Donovan Williams' athleticism impresses me. He just has to learn college basketball a little bit more. He's got NBA athleticism. Didn't say he's an NBA player. Don't misconstrue.
Moretti spins to his left, had it stripped. And Williams comes away with it again. A 3-point lead for the Longhorns with the ball. And a foul on the floor with 10:59 to go.
A precocious group of young Longhorns coming into Lubbock and battling. Donovan Williams knocking it down.
You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN from Lubbock, Texas. Texas Tech trailing the Texas Longhorns, who are squarely on the bubble. What does Joey Brackett say about their chances?
Texas kept its season alive earlier in the week, finally beating a team in the NCAA field, West Virginia, at home. But the Longhorns need more, and now they need to get it on the road, either today against Texas Tech or next week against Oklahoma. The Longhorns must get a road win in the Big 12, must get it against an NCAA tournament contender, and that would give them a fighting shot at a 500 finish in the league. At a neutral court win in the Big 12 tournament, and maybe, just maybe, the Longhorns get to the right side of the ball.
If Brock Cunningham keeps making threes like this, Rich, it's going to help their chances.
They are now 5 from 8 from three-point range against one of the better defenses in the nation.
In the last 3 games, they've knocked down 46% of them. And they've got the right guy shooting them, too.
Moretti tries a 3 and knocks it down, has an answer.
Speaking of which, the right guy knocking it down. You know, he did something last year that probably will never be done again. In the Big 12, he shot over 50% from 2, over 50% from 3, and over 90 from the foul line. Just amazing.
Pure stroke from Moretti, the junior. And that one goes down for Andrew Jones.
The biggest thing I've seen in the last 3 games from Texas offensively is they have terrific flow, and Ramey and Jones particularly are taking confident shots.
Edwards calls his own number, comes up empty. Here's Ramey, 3 and white. This is a Texas team that's shooting 46% from 3 during this 3-game win streak. Ramey tries another. Off the mark. McCullough, the weak side rebound.
Watch Clark. He loves that middle of the floor. You run motion offense, you're not worried about the ball. You're worried about where your man goes, and you move in the opposite direction. The ball will find you.
Ramsey playing one-on-one, and he's got his first bucket of the game.
He's the one guy in this offense that Chris Beard has given that kind of green light to all season. We saw the donut Tuesday night, 0 for 8. That's rare.
Jones, not this time. Now Ramey running the point for the Longhorns, his natural position coming into college.
I love the idea that they can co-pilot this offense. It gives Matt Coleman a chance to take a break and stay on the court. Good defense.
And the younger, bigger Kevin McCullough doing a great job moving his feet and forcing the turnover. Well, tonight on ESPN and the ESPN app, we have 2 great matchups as teams are fighting to lock down their conference titles. At 6 Eastern, number 7 Duke taking on Virginia in a Sonic blockbuster. Then number 9 Maryland is looking to hold on to their Big 10 lead when they host number 24 Michigan State. The Wahoos, don't count them out. They've won 5 straight.
Oh, their defense is still elite, and you know, it surprised me when I learned that Duke's only got 4 quad 1 wins so far this year.
They're going to get the foul on Matt Coleman.
It'll be a tough game for the Blue Devils in Charlottesville.
Of course, that Maryland-Michigan State game had the College Game Day crew there just before our tip here in Lubbock. Scott Van Pelt went on the record saying he thinks the Terps are going to beat Tom Izzo's club by 1 million.
I did see that.
Well, Jamias Ramsey has been a revelation in Lubbock in his first 14 games, averaging over 16 a game, but he had his worst game of the season the last time out. We saw it firsthand.
Well, he picked up 2 fouls early, never got into a rhythm, missed a couple easy ones, and ended up going 0 for 8. But that's not the case. He's been very consistent all year. In fact, before that game, came into that game last 5 making 18 points a game. So, some NBA teams here today to take a peek. See what happens. Still a young player, work in progress. But he knows how to score.
10 on the shot clock. Coleman, top of the key.
They can switch at all 5 spots with this lineup.
2 to shoot.
Gotta shoot it.
Ham, and Avery Benson takes it off.
He's got to shoot that ball. He caught it in the lane, put it on the rim. Stop running people over. Good defense. Red Raiders not afraid to use their body to play good defense. Avery Benson taking the charge, playing below the rim defensively. And who loves it? Dennis Rodman. Been there, done that. Dallas native making an appearance today in Lubbock. And a little bit of self-promoting, I might add.
Yeah, if you weren't sure that it was Dennis Rodman, there's Dennis Rodman on the back of his jean jacket as well. But no one knows about hustle plays like the Worm knows about hustle plays. I'm sure he was appreciating Avery Benson's taking it for the team. We are tied for the first time this afternoon at 19 between Texas Tech, ranked 22nd in the nation, and the Texas Longhorns. Nice. There's a nice feed from Ramsey to McCullough. A couple of freshmen teaming up on that one.
Terrific job up top with the ball screen, and McCullough back cuts. Well done. Little zone now. 1-3-1 out of the timeout. See how quickly the Longhorns react.
Moving the ball, deep three, Jones off the mark. But Will Baker corrals it for the Horns.
Good ball movement that time. They got Jones a good look. Looks like they're back to man now. One and done just to change the tempo of the game. Pass.
Here's Baker for three. Got it.
That's good ball movement. Great job by Kai Jones. It started with Andrew Jones. He's such a weapon. And then Will Baker, let's face it, he was what, 1 for 20 coming in to the last 3 or 4 games. This kid's going to be a good player. This guy's a top 50 player.
Good vibes continue from this 3-game win streak the Horns find themselves on.
Too easy.
Followed by Shannon off the mark.
Don't try to do too much.
Baker backdoor to Ramey. left iron.
The Raiders getting a little flow now offensively, especially because Ramsey's got the ball.
And that foul's going to go on Courtney Ramey.
Let's go back and watch Will Baker on the miss right here, hustling it down. And you'll see Andrew Jones is going to attack. Get to the basket. Kick it out. Kai Jones extra pass. Will Baker makes it look easy.
That's good offense by the Bulls.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm going to be blunt about this. It hurts that they're missing 3 guys, okay? And 3 of them have all started this year. I'm not sure this team isn't better right now.
Now Gary Maxwell and Shaka Smart exchanging pleasantries, and I'm not sure that Shaka didn't get himself teed up.
Preventive officiating. They're discussing it now on the sideline.
Ramsey's 4 for 4 from the free throw strike this afternoon. He has 7, and Texas Tech is back on top by 1. Already 6 lead changes in this contest. Final Saturday in February. And we are seeing a very aggressive Andrew Jones.
We are. What I like about Texas's offense versus an excellent defense is there's just enough ball movement to create these one-on-one opportunities. When you stretch the floor by moving the ball and knocking down threes, it's going to allow Jones to use that athletic ability. What a great comeback this young man's made.
Jones already has 7 this afternoon. Make it 8. Well, coming up tonight on SportsCenter, we will revisit some monster NBA games, including the Rockets and the Celtics. Of course, the Sunflower Showdown taking place around now. Kansas and Kansas State, first time since, of course, that brawl happened earlier in the season. And more from the NFL Combine that's coming up later tonight at midnight Eastern on SportsCenter.
And can I add to that? There will be a couple more Zion Williamson highlights. You can just count on it. Just about every night. What a start to his career.
Ramsey short on the 3. Read an article earlier in the run-up to this game saying what's wrong with Texas Tech's offense, and one of the questions was, are they relying too much on the
They don't have a scorer inside.
Yeah.
And so teams know that. They're playing the three-point line. They have nobody that can get a bucket inside from the post area.
Jones again. Andrew Jones having himself an afternoon.
And that's an example of you don't need a post player if you have a guard that can go in there and score. Good cut.
Here's Edwards, top of the key, short. And Texas with a 3-point lead has a chance to extend that lead. They led 31-19 at the half the first time these teams met.
This is how you control the tempo. If you don't have a break, get into your half-court offense, get good ball movement, and utilize those guards who've been red hot lately, particularly Jones and Ramey. Ramey not in right now. Everybody says control tempo, but in order to do that, you've got to do it against an excellent defense, and they've done that.
Andrew Jones with the ball, leading all scorers with 11. Short on that deep 3.
A little quick, but he's confident.
Here's Clark. Try to thread the needle to McCullough, went out of bounds, and Gary Maxwell says it's going to be Texas basketball.
Take a look right here. Now they try to back cut and thread the needle right here to McCullough. And it goes off McCullough's hands. Good call.
Kai Jones tries another 3 from the wing, no good. And all of a sudden the 3-point shooting has cooled off just a bit for Shaka Smart.
Depends on who's shooting it, right? It's Jones or Ramey, you don't mind.
We have another foul on the floor. 3:50 to go in the first half. Texas with a 3-point lead on the road. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Wendy's. Try a Big Bacon Classic today. Thank you very much, Casey.
And apathetic is not a word you usually use about Texas Tech's players.
That is true. Taking a look.
Certainly look like it today. But,
yeah. Bracketology with Joe Lenardi. You think that Kansas and Baylor are absolute locks,
Lock
right?
City. Yep. I think they could almost lose every game the rest of the year, which we know they're not going to do. But these guys are pretty much cemented as the number one seeds. And more than likely the top two seeds in the tournament based on season-long success.
Clark, 44 in red. Kicks it out to McCullough. Clark takes away the rebound. McCullough inside.
Toughness. This kid, they stuck him in the lineup. Injuries. Didn't play a senior year in high school. Redshirted a year ago. He's Mr. Texas Tech. That's what he's going to be someday. Remember the name, Kevin McCullough. Poise now if you're the Longhorns. Tough shot. Not gonna go.
Baker grabs the offensive board. A new 20 seconds for the Longhorns offense. Williams missed a highlight reel dunk.
He's got to get back into play.
And Clark. Play was dead before the shot. And now they are teeing up Shaka Smart.
I think he felt that Donovan Williams got fouled. I didn't see it. It was an aggressive play and a missed dunk. Let's take a look. Watch Williams. Does he get fouled? No.
Davide Moretti, one of the great free throw shooters in all of college basketball. Knocks down the first and the second.
It's a danger zone now for the Longhorns. They had played very good basketball to this point. On the road, you cannot let this game get away from you. If you're Texas Tech, you're going in for the kill now. I love Shaka's emotion. We've seen a lot of that lately.
Texas Tech back on top by 3. It's been a little bit of a seesaw battle in this one. Texas fighting for their NCAA tournament lives. Need a win just like today on the road against a ranked opponent. Ready. Got it.
Poor defense. You cannot let Moretti use that screen on the weak side.
Davide Moretti already 2 triples today and 11 points. Texas Tech offense has rejuvenated themselves.
Let's watch how motion offense is at its best. Watch Moretti at the lower part of your screen. He goes outside of the screen. It catches Coleman inside, and Moretti reads it perfectly. The pass is on target. Again, when we talk about motion, you don't worry about the ball. The ball will find you. You have to read where the defender goes. You go opposite. Little zone now by Texas Tech. They show it. They usually just do it as a decoy. It's really man-to-man.
Williams got fouled on his way to the hoop. There's another indication of how good this Red Raiders defense is, switching 1 through 5.
Yeah, they do that in their sleep, Rich.
So with 2:14 to go, Texas at the free throw line. Donovan Williams, 11 for 15 on the season from the stripe. Just the third free throw attempt of the afternoon for the Longhorns. And Williams is off the mark. Big 12 now on ESPN Plus, a must-have for Big 12 hoops fans. The exclusive home for #1 Kansas, hosting TCU Wednesday at 8. Then Saturday, #2 Baylor wraps up the regular season, taking on #20 West Virginia at 1 Eastern, and Iowa State faces K-State at 4 Eastern. See them today at ESPNplus.com/Big12.
Is that going to be the game in Morgantown that Baylor clinches the Big 12 title or shares it? Baylor has not won a conference title since 1950. A lot of basketball left this week. These Red Raiders will invade Waco on Monday night.
It's unbelievable last year to say Kansas wasn't winning the Big 12 title. Now it could be 2 years in a row.
Now, what you have right now, if you're Texas, is you must control the last 2 minutes of this game. Good offense, no easy runouts. You must stay in, you must stay connected.
Aggressive Raiders defense.
Got to change sides. You can't play in that corner on that defense.
A bad pass by Williams, but it's saved by Coleman in the corner. Now 5 to shoot. Coleman the floater. And Moretti has it on the leak out.
And possession. Needed to move that ball. Didn't do it. That's a double high post now. Ball screen, roll, pop out.
Got it. Holyfield.
Action. Two bigs at the top. One of them rolls. Take a look. There's the roller. You got to account for him on the weak side. Donovan Williams not experienced enough. He's just taking pictures on the backside. Again, you're playing with some precocious young guys who don't have a lot of experience. And Donovan Williams might as well have been a statue on that weak side.
TJ Holyfield with 3. And stuck on 3 after missing the free throw. But it's a 7-point Texas Tech lead. Counting down to 1 minute to go. It's their largest lead of the afternoon.
They're making it difficult for Andrew Jones to catch the ball. They've got Moretti inside on Baker, but they can't get it to him because of the ball pressure out top. First push shoot. Yep.
Jones got it in front of the Texas Tech bench.
Boy, do they need that.
14 in the first half for Andrew Jones, including his second triple.
Sometimes the play breaks down, and you just need to make a play.
Here's McCullough. Answers from the corner. Timeout time for the Horns. 10 seconds.
Can they get it to Jones?
Foul called in the paint before the shot. Texas Tech
It's a good
I believe
foul.
still has fouls to
We
give.
watched this in practice yesterday. They worked on committing a foul at the end of the first half when they were not in the bonus. Chris Beard was very clear about what would happen. They just executed it. And Brock Cunningham made the three in the corner after the whistle. That's coaching.
Now Ramey checking in for Cunningham. 5.9 to go in the half. Texas Tech's going to go to the locker room with a lead. The question is, how big will that lead be? And Jones got it. Andrew Jones. And he gets fouled again.
And why? Because they've got one to give. So they've taken away two scoring opportunities by judiciously fouling. That's very good coaching.
And I was just checking the bench, and now the assistants are saying no fouls.
Now, if you're Texas, what do you have on a do you have a sideline play? 2.6 an eternity, Rich. Time for 3 dribbles.
3 freshmen on the floor for the Horns.
There it is.
Jones gets it to Andrew Jones. They had an open look but couldn't convert it. Well-designed offense, but they don't reap the rewards. Andrew Jones leads the Longhorns with 14, but a balanced scoring effort for the Red Raiders. They closed the
Scientists to know this is a huge game for Texas as NCAA host. Andrew Jones has shown up. Terrific first half, 14 points. They need a little more help from his teammates. Thought they battled early, but Texas Tech got the crowd into it and finished on a nice flourish, Rich.
It's been a back and forth contest. Of course, what's at stake today for Texas will be what's at stake for the remainder of their Big 12 conference schedule. They need a win in a big way, at least 2 of their last 3. And this one would be the most critical because it's against a ranked team on the road.
And the hardest to get. They'll go to Oklahoma on Tuesday, finish with Oklahoma State. Of course, Big 12 tournament, also the extra credit question on the exam. Courtney Ramey had those 2 fouls in the first half. He did not score, so they're going to need a little more offense out of him. Watch how Tech keeps the ball on one side of the floor, and they switch indiscriminately.
Jones got fouled on the jump shot. He leads all scorers with 14 this afternoon.
He's done a good job today of utilizing the offense, and then when he's got an opening to break the play down, which he does right here, takes it one-on-one. It's just such a great story to watch this kid continue to improve and battle. Was now well known, a 2-year battle with leukemia. I think next year, Rich, with a year under his belt in the weight room, getting stronger, putting the weight back on, this kid is going to be, I think, one of the outstanding guards in the Big 12 and in college basketball.
Yeah, had 18 the last time these 2 teams played, has averaged 18 the last 3 games. He's got 15 so far to lead all scorers.
Watch this. Texas presses after missed free throws. Again, just to throw a different wrinkle at the Red Raiders.
Chris Beard saying to his team yesterday in practice, we don't want to just beat the press, we want to score against them.
Yeah, they didn't come up enough to put pressure on for them to get down the court, Texas Tech. But the idea is a good one.
Edwards. That's not a typical Red Raiders offensive possession.
No. At their best, that ball really sings. But remember, in their 6 losses in the Big 12, 4 of those losses, they scored 54 or less. So that has been their biggest bugaboo in conference play, is scoring easily.
Tried the backdoor cut, knocked away. Ramey picked it up and got fouled.
Yeah, this is tough because Royce Ham is not a good passer, and it's fortunate. Watch this little back cut right here. But great hustle by Courtney Ramey. I've always called this kid a junkyard dog. Courtney Ramey gives you the defense. He's got some swag, and lately, Rich, he's been on fire these last 2 games.
Over 20 points a game. Courtney Ramey now has his first point of the afternoon against Texas Tech.
And the thing that, you know, Shaka Smart told us before the game was he loves the idea that he can play both on and off the ball. And I've always called it, you got to give Matt Coleman a mental health break. You can keep him on the floor, but he doesn't always have to be the primary ball handler. A little pressure now. I think Texas has the wherewithal to be a good pressing team.
Knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay Red Raiders basketball. It's the first time we've really seen that press from Shaka
I
Smart.
think when they get their depth back, and it may not happen until next season, I think this team can go 10 deep and press like this. I really do. I think they can get back to having it. Good trap.
A high hedge by Ham, but already got it to Holyfield.
Shaka Smart wanted to over the back, but once a defender deflects it, it's all.
Three to shoot. Holyfield off the mark. It's a shot clock violation. Good defensive stand from the Longhorns.
Well, there you see the great success Shaka Smart had at VCU. Obviously, at Texas, they're still wanting a little more. 2 NCAAs in 4 years. And I honestly think that they can play that way.
Well, what's the difference? Is it just personnel? Is that essentially what it comes down to?
I think when they recruited those big kids like Jared Allen and Mo Bamba, that they didn't want, that, you know, those guys may not have wanted to, maybe how they recruited them. Look, you're not going to play like they did at Virginia, Commonwealth, VCU, excuse me. But the NBA is a fast game, and I think you put a big guy in this kind of system, it's only going to improve their chances to be a good NBA big man.
Especially with how athletic these bigs are.
If you cannot run the floor in the NBA, you cannot be a big man. You just can't.
Right now, Texas Tech up 2, and it's got to be good news to Shaka Smart and his coaching staff, considering the fact that Courtney Ramey and Matt Coleman, their 2 starting guards, have combined for what, 4 points?
That shot was below the rim. That's why it wasn't close to goaltending. Let's watch the ball movement now by Tech. Don't follow the ball on the screen. Watch the cutting.
He tries to drive on Jones, take advantage of the mismatch. It goes out of bounds.
I did like that Royce Ham made a quick move instead of messing with the ball. That ball was on the way up, and I think it was going to be below the rim anyway.
Jamias Ramsey gets a lot of attention for how good he is on the offensive end. He's a really good defensive player as well.
He uses athleticism. I think some of the coaching staff would probably quarrel with that because they're trying to get him to defend better, but he definitely can use that athleticism.
He goes off the window that time. Jamias Ramsey has 9. Some burst, doesn't he?
And you notice 2 plays in a row. Royce Ham did not mess with the ball. He put it right on the deck. Watch the fake right here. And Shannon bites just a little bit. That's a play they walked through yesterday. And when they showed that play, they never had Royce Ham faking it and driving.
Royce Ham has played 20 minutes a game his last 6. He's starting to come to the forefront for Shaka Smart. He completes the 3-point play, brings him to the within 1.
Pressure, I like it. You can see the hesitation by Shannon not to shoot it quickly.
The crowd was exhorting him to drive it to the hole. 10 on the shot clock now. Shoot. Ramsey shot fake, step back, 3, off to the right. And Terrence Shannon, Johnny, on the spot.
Good hustle. See how they're playing off Shannon.
Shannon for 3.
They dared him to shoot because he's only about 26%.
Just his 9th 3-pointer of the season.
That's like a 260 hitter hitting a home run. That happens.
effort. Time stops, 15:18 to go. We're back in Lubbock after this quick break. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Wendy's. Try a Big Bacon Classic today.
We're destined for greatness. Nobody ever thought we would make it. Watch how far we take it.
A Sonic blockbuster season continues tonight at 6 on ESPN.
Looking forward to that one as always. Duke does not fare well scoring against Virginia compared to all the other teams they play, but Fran, I would say 68.8 a game against the Wahoos is pretty darn good.
That is pretty good, and I know it's not going to surprise you if I tell you that 4 of the 6 best Ken Pom defenses in college basketball are in the Big 12, and one of those other 2, Virginia.
Defending national champions given up for dead early in the season, and all of a sudden they've won 5 straight.
This young man, I watched him in at a camp in Italy a couple of Junes ago, NBA Global Academy. Ty Jones from the Bahamas. He just puts a little weight on, continues to improve. He's got a chance to be a really good college basketball.
He was cut from his 8th grade basketball team.
Yeah.
He was only 5'11" back then.
Played at Brewster Academy as a prep. And, of course, they put out a lot of great players, including Devontae Graham.
Ramsey gives it up to Shannon. It's a tougher shot than it looks.
It's up to Matt Coleman now. Well, now it's up to Andrew Jones to get these guys in good offense.
Jones off the window.
I guess that's good offense because Andrew Jones' one-on-one ability the last 3 or 4 games has been outstanding. That's good coaching. Give it to him, get out of the way.
Foul on the floor with 14:20 to go. Jones had his career high 22 points in their win against West Virginia last time out. He already has 17 this afternoon.
One of many McDonald's All-Americans that have played at the 48. Can't do that. Oh, did they get lucky?
Holyfield lost the handle on the way up.
Royce Ham. You talk about sleight of hand by Holyfield. That looked like David Copperfield right there.
It's poster time in Lubbock.
Got to get that ball to the other side.
Got 10 on the shot clock. Uneven possession so far for the Longhorns.
Wants the fake right here by Holyfield. And he's about to go up and slam it and just loses the ball.
And that's also part of the Chris Beard recipe for success. Bring a couple of grad transfers in. They did it last year with Tariq Owens and Matt Mooney. Took it all the way to the Final Four.
They'll never get two better than those two guys.
Ramsey's in double digits.
Mooney and Tariq Owens both have played in the NBA this season.
Outstretched arms of Davide Moretti. First three of the afternoon for Courtney Ramey.
He saved what was going to be a bad possession with a pretty good looking shot right there. Both Jones and Ramey have done a great job of creating their own offense the last 4 games.
Only 2 3-pointers attempted by Ramey. Credit the Red Raiders on defense, rather.
Good challenge. Yep. Sam did a good job of staying vertical. This is a huge possession for Texas. That's a foul. That's a foul first. No, I disagree, Ray. Defender reached in. He violated the cylinder. Take a look right here. To me, that's a foul. Good crew today, but not that one. And Shaka Smart does not want to get a second technical.
Offensive foul on Courtney Ramey. 2-point game, 12:27 to go. Everyone's a must-win for Shaka Smart's Longhorns. This one would be extra important. A road win against a ranked team, and they're within shouting distance of it right now.
If that official came by me and I was Shaka Smart, I would simply say, if we're good enough to win the game today, I want to win the game. I don't care where this game's being played. Yeah, because if you say it nicely, you're fine.
Cunningham on the floor for Shaka Smart, grabs the rebound.
Now if I'm Texas, I'm going inside and make sure those officials know there's going to be contact. It's a game within a game.
Three-pointer gives the Longhorns back the lead. They're 8 for 18 from 3 this afternoon. They went to the hole, came up empty. Baker, and another offensive foul called on the Texas Longhorns. Well, there's a lot of emotions running through United Supermarkets Arena because of what's going on the floor and because of what happened at halftime. We'll share that with you when we return. Well, Fran Fraschilla at halftime, it was a moment to celebrate the life and legacy of one of Texas Tech's greatest, Andre Emmett.
Yeah, very tough day here in Lubbock, Rich. See his mom, Regina Oliver. Andre played for Bob Knight, and there's two Andres I knew. The player that we covered, who's one of the best players to ever play for Bob Knight, and great in that offense. And then there was the Andre Emmett a lot of us in Dallas knew. Every summer he would be at SMU's practice gym working with the young college and high school kids, and always had time. I tell you, very few things have shaken me up like the news that I heard about Andre last summer. He spent a lot of time with my sons, and I miss the guy, man. You know, he had a million tattoos, looked like a street kid, but he had a heart of gold, and he's one of the all-time greats here, man. It was a nice ceremony at halftime.
Wow. Deep three, and the prayer answered by Kyler Edwards.
Ray might be looking down on these guys. You never know.
Shooting it well from distance. 7 for 16 for the Red Raiders.
A little too much dribble by Texas the last couple possessions. Good finish by Royce Ham, who's limping now, which is interesting, Rich, because as we were pointed out, Donovan Williams is not going to be back in this game, so this bench is now down to 2 guys, plus practice players.
Edwards lost the ball on the way to the cup. Kai Jones takes it away.
You got to give the Longhorns a great deal of respect today. They have really come in, and they've grinded this game to a halt in a good way.
It's been a 1 or 2 possession game the entire time. About 10 minutes gone by in the second half. Ham showing that athleticism again.
I love the way they operate him at the high post. I mentioned he's not my favorite passer up there, but watch his speed and athleticism right here and the finish at the rim. This is one of those guys who has worked hard to get into the rotation, highly recruited out of Houston. He's actually a late bloomer. He grew in high school as a 9th grader, but he's always had that chip on his shoulder, that P.J. Tucker type attitude, and he's getting an opportunity the last part of the season.
Point play to start the second half. Can't do it there. There's Donovan Williams. Scott McConnell, the longtime sports information director, coming over and telling us it's nothing serious, but he won't be able to go the rest of this game.
I'm glad to decipher that, you know. Not serious, but he's not going to play the rest of the game. Okay. Kai Jones at 6'11". He's a factor back there defensively.
3 on the shot clock. Didn't get it off.
Good
shot clock violation. Tonight at 8:30 on ABC, it's Jason Tatum and the Celtics hosting James Harden and the Rockets. Then Sunday at 8 Eastern on ESPN, LeBron and the Western Conference leading Lakers taking on Zion and the Pelicans. You can, of course, watch both of those games streaming live on the ESPN app.
As this kid, Zion Williamson, I mean, what's new? He is a generational NBA talent. If he stays healthy, Rich, he's going to be one of the all-time greats.
Here's Ham.
Yep, Texas getting a lot of loose balls today.
Leaves it for Cunningham.
Yep. How about Brock Cunningham? Was in witness protection for much of the season, but has created an opportunity for himself with his hustle and toughness.
Brock Cunningham and Royce Ham have combined for 15 points today, Fred. That's a two-pointer from Shannon, and he's in double digits.
I think he got tired of the crowd telling him he needed to shoot. He didn't hesitate on that one.
7 second-half points for Shannon. It's a one-point game.
In Texas Tech, they show zone, but they're in man. Just trying to confuse the Horns.
Avery Benson on the floor, checking Coleman. Now switches off. It's Moretti on Coleman with 5 to go.
One of the things I'd like to see Texas do a little better job of, Rich, is Texas Tech, by design, keeps the ball on the outside of the court. And I think they've got to get it reversed a couple times to move the defense 50 feet.
So put 20 on the shot clock. Ramey will inbounds under their own basket for the Longhorns. Texas in desperation mode if they want to make the NCAA tournament.
Good matchup here. McCullough, Ramey. Now the switch.
And down, it was McCullough. And Ham might have got away with a travel. No, he didn't.
So the official did not call a charge because of the flop, but he called the offensive player for traveling. That's incongruous to me.
No call. Instead, it's Texas Tech basketball. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5-Hour Energy Shots. Now in 2 great tropical flavors. And in part by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. KC. LSU coming off a loss on the road in Gainesville against the Florida Gators, who have suddenly found their footing in SEC play.
Young team growing up.
Here in Lubbock, it's a 1-point game. Ready off the mark. Kai Jones the rebound, but he lost it.
That's okay, because Brock Cunningham's in the neighborhood. What we've seen the last couple games is he's going to get that rebound. Jones got to be strong with the ball.
Cunningham really pegs that toughness meter, doesn't he?
He's been tremendous. Much like Avery Benson and his energy off the bench for Chris Beard. That's good.
Jones got it.
Yeah, that's right on the money. What a performance. I'm going to tell you now, this place is quiet. It was a terrific performance by Texas today on both ends. A lot of poise. I said earlier, Rich, less is more.
They got a win against a ranked West Virginia team last time out. Now they're trying to knock down 22nd ranked Texas Tech. Andrew Jones with 20. He leads all the scorers. 10 on the shot clock.
Yep. Push off. Watch the left arm, the extension right there. Easy call. I'll tell you one guy that's animated in this building is Shaka Smart. He is into this game.
A little tough trying to force it inside.
Yeah. Jones had a shot, and he thought he could create a better opportunity, and I don't think Royce Ham was ready because he was ready to go to the board. I haven't seen Shaka Smart this animated all season. His team's reflected.
Picked off by Cunningham.
How about this kid, Brock Cunningham? Oh my goodness. See how they keep the ball on the side? It's got to go to the other side a little bit. That's it.
Ramey backdoor cut. Pulls up from the baseline.
And that's because Matt Coleman didn't force the ball down that right lane. He got rid of it, and Tech had to play 50 feet.
Four-point Texas lead. 5:40 to go in the game. Ready? And another rebound from Cunningham.
Solid defense. Remember, Texas Tech, their major issue this season in Big 12 play is scoring easily.
Longhorns in the midst of an 11-2 run. Almost a 3-second call on Coleman. Here's Ramey. Tough shot. And it never touched the rim, so it's a shot clock violation against the Longhorns.
Let's go back and watch that previous Texas possession. Watch the ball stay on the right side by design. So what do? They quickly reverse it, and that opens up the whole floor for the Texas offense. Good execution.
We have a timeout on the floor. 5:03 to go. Good one for Lubbock. Texas on the road up 4.
Thanks for singing along with our karaoke band presented to you by Intro Healthcare.
College basketball, you got to be prepared for everything. He got it!
Good golly, Miss Molly. Yes!
Oh, it's right around the corner. Champ Week starting March 7th. Shaka Smart, not necessarily thinking about the Big 12 tournament. He's thinking about the NCAA tournament.
Well, and you know, I think he's thinking about the next 503, which will lead to more talk about the NCAA tournament and the bubble. They're on the bubble. I love the way his team has responded today, Rich. And I love the fact that they've been the aggressor. Now, this is numbers right here. Watch this.
McCullough, good patience, strong move.
Remember, you said it earlier, when we watched practice yesterday, Chris Beard said, if we see the press, we are attacking it. Good job. Texas's goal is to get to the under 4 timeout with the lead.
Here's Jones. It's been his game all afternoon.
How about Andrew Jones? And that is huge, Rich. What courage and fortitude for this young man.
Tied his career high now, 22 for Andrew Jones.
Great D by Cunningham.
Edwards, tough shot.
Yeah. 2 good defensive plays by Ham and Cunningham. You mentioned it. They're the underrated guys today for Shaka Smart.
They've been the energy givers.
Shaka looks like a traffic cop in Times Square.
Well, they've reached the under 4, and they're up 4.
I like Ramey and Jones here.
Here's Ramey. Tough shot. Ripped down by Ramsey. Edwards hangs, can't hit. And McCullough loses it.
Keep this in mind. Texas only has 3 team fouls. File that away down the stretch. Possession arrow, Texas Tech. To me, it's Ramey and Jones, and I like Jones.
Switch, now he's got a mismatch. He wants to take the big man to the hole. Loose ball, foul called. And at 3:05, we step away for one more time in a 4-point game that means a lot to Texas. Tonight on ESPN, two great matchups as teams are fighting to lock down their conference titles at 6 Eastern. It's a sonic blockbuster. Number 7 Duke taking on Virginia. Then number 9 Maryland is looking to hold on to their Big Ten lead when they host number 24 Michigan State. Back here in Lubbock, United Supermarkets Arena, Rich Hollenberg, Fran Fraschilla. We have been treated to an epically competitive game between the Longhorns and the Texas Tech Red Raiders.
Now the question is, what does Chris Beard do? Well, he's got 3 guys on the perimeter that can all shoot the 3 ball. If I'm Shaka Smart right now with a 4-point lead, I don't want to give up a 3 and make this a 1-point game. So I'm going to defend the 3-point line, and I'm going to hope that Texas Tech continues to struggle in the paint. They only have 11 field goals inside the arc today. No threes.
Look at this setup for the Red Raiders out of the timeout under their own basket. Or under Texas's basket.
Texas has 2 fouls to give if they need them. Switching.
Jones goes down. Edwards can't take advantage, and a big rebound by Royce Ham.
Man, Royce Ham has been an animal inside today. If you're Texas now, use clock. Give it to Jones. Get out of the way, but he doesn't have to go early. The clock is your friend.
The second half by Ham and Cunningham.
I get it back to Ramey or Jones, or call timeout.
Timeouts remaining for Shaka. No. 3 on the shot clock. Tough shot, and he nails it. Courtney Ramey. Wow. Big.
How about those 2 guys?
Ramsey off the window. And a timeout called by Chris Beard. So Texas Tech has 1 remaining. Texas hanging on to 3 timeouts with a 5-point lead and 1:57 to go.
You know what? Chuck Daly used to say, what will the player do when the play breaks down? Because against good defense, the play will break down. We've seen Jones utilize his one-on-one ability, and watch Courtney Ramey right now. Little fadeaway, needs a little space. And those 2 guys in the last 4 games, Rich, coming into today, the last 3, averaging about 40 points between them. And give Matt Coleman credit. He's a playmaker. He's gotten out of the way and let Jones and Ramey go to work.
They've combined for 32 this afternoon and 5 3-pointers.
Now, if you're Texas, you've got good ball handlers out there, but you're going to see full court pressure. If you're Texas Tech, you throw the kitchen sink at them on this possession. You don't necessarily need to foul yet, but you definitely want to turn up the heat in the full court. 2-2-1.
Go back to when these 2 teams faced off on February 8th. Texas led for most of the game, and then Texas Tech used a late run to overcome that deficit and win the game in Austin. Right now, 22nd ranked Red Raiders find themselves down by 5 at home.
Texas has 3 timeouts. They need to utilize them if they get in trouble.
Jones with the ball. 22 today. Gives it up to Ham.
A good opportunity for Ham. Couldn't get it done. If you're Texas, don't give up a 3. If you're Texas Tech, stay aggressive. Get the first good scoring opportunity.
To make it a 1-possession ball game.
Too easy.
Cole thought about it, drove it instead.
This kid's on the verge, not yet. Next year, he'll be a star. He's got toughness, he's got athleticism. Chris Beard told me this summer he thinks eventually this young guy could be a point guard. But what he is he's got great versatility.
His dad, Kevin Sr., played in the NFL, played his college football here at Texas Tech. He's got Red Raider in his DNA. Comes up big in money time here.
puts Texas Tech over the limit.
1 minute to go. 2-point game. Ramey. Another tough shot. What a follow by Ham.
Courtney Ramey put a soft shot up on that rim, and it just laid there for Royce Ham to come in out of nowhere. Now watch, it looks like he might have got hit on the arm, but watch how soft it is, and that allows Royce Ham the timing to get to the basket. And boy, do we have some news brewing in Lubbock.
Longhorns up 4:50 and a half to go. Let's go into both huddles and figure out what each coach is thinking right now.
Right now, if you're Texas Tech, you don't need to shoot a desperation three. You're better off driving it and attacking it. Texas has to know that. The biggest thing for Texas on the defensive end is try to contain the ball, but get a body on the offensive rebounders. For Tech, stay aggressive and attack. Only shoot the wide open three if it comes off of some sort of drive and kick. Don't need a contested shot here.
Royce Ham having the day. 9 points. All coming in the second half. 6 rebounds as well.
And Tobias Ramsey is their best downhill driver, so watch him right now.
He goes right to the hole and missed the dunk. Here's Coleman on the other end.
Big basket for Matt Coleman. What a challenge by Royce Ham.
Incredible turn of events. Ramsey missed the dunk, and Coleman converts for Texas. Now we have a 6-point game with 27 and a half to go.
Take a look. We knew he'd go downhill, but watch Royce Ham stay with the challenge and doesn't let him get to it. Just tremendous effort. It's simple to say because it's been 5 years, but Shaka Smart is on the verge of one of his biggest wins. They're down to 7 healthy players right now.
Big free throw from the junior, Matt Coleman, playing in his 100th game for the Texas Longhorns. He's an 80% free throw shooter, and he got them both.
Now, if you're Texas Tech, strategy changes. You may need to shoot the 3 here.
Edwards met at the rim by Cunningham. Hard to believe with 21.6 left, Fran. This is the largest lead of the game for either team.
Yep. And unfortunately, that foul, I believe, is on the floor. Texas had 1 to give. And so smart foul by Cunningham because they now have to take it out of bounds.
Big game coming up following us on ESPN. Baylor is at TCU. The Bears looking to keep pace atop the Big 12 standings. But we've still got some basketball left to play here.
So what you have, Rich, if this holds, and Texas Tech may score, but in 4 of the 6 Texas Tech losses, they scored 54 or less. So going into the last week of the season in the Big 12 tournament, Chris Beard's got to answer this question. How do we score easily to complement our defense?
That's a question he has to answer in this game and going forward, to your point. This is a Texas Tech team that has built quite the home court advantage here in Lubbock. They're 6-1 at home against Big 12 teams, but they are on the ropes now with 21.6 to go, and the team down 8. A win here for Texas would be their 4th in a row, and an incredible shot in the arm for their NCAA tournament resume.
If you're Texas, don't foul a jump shooter.
Ready? Quick release.
How about Brock
Cunningham
Cunningham?
the rebound.
How about Brock Cunningham? What a performance.
All alone at the other end, it's Ramey, and that should be the exclamation point for the Texas Longhorns. That's going to do it. From Lubbock, Texas, Shaka Smart, and the Texas Longhorns come from 7 down at the half to upset 22nd ranked Texas Tech. Your final is 68-58. Final thoughts, Fran, on another stirring victory for Shaka Smart's Longhorns.
Well, they needed this. Listen, they haven't had a lot of stirring victories this year, but this was one they needed. Their NCAA hopes are alive. More importantly, Rich, they showed toughness and character. if you might maybe let me say this, they showed a little bit of, there was a little havoc today out here in Lubbock, and you just love the way they responded. Shorthanded, injuries, tough place to play. I think it's as big a win as he's had in 5 years.
Andrew Jones leads all scorers with 22 points. Courtney Ramey had 10. But the unsung heroes, Brock Cunningham with 8, Royce Ham with 9, and did work on the boards as well. The 4th straight win